Welcome to our first video on named entity recognition. Named entity recognition, or NER for short, is a natural language processing task used to identify important named entities in the text, such as people, places, and organizations. They can even be dates, states, works of art, and other categories, depending on the libraries and notation that you use. NER can be used alongside topic identification or on its own to determine important items in the text or answer basic natural language understanding questions such as who, what, when, and where. For example, take this piece of text, which is from the English Wikipedia article on Albert Einstein. The text has been highlighted for different types of named entities found using the Stanford NER library. You can see the dates, locations, people, and organizations found, and extract information from the text based on these named entities. You can use NER to solve problems like fact extraction, as well as which entities are related using computational language models. For example, in this text, we can see that Einstein has something to do with the United States, Adolf Hitler, and Germany. We can also see by token proximity that Bertrand Russell and Einstein created the Russell-Einstein Manifesto, all from simple entity highlighting. NLTK allows you to interact with named entity recognition via its own model, but also the aforementioned Stanford library. The Stanford library integration requires that you perform a few steps before you can use it, including installing the required Java files and setting system environment variables. You can also use the Stanford library on its own without integrating it with NLTK or operate it as an API server. The Stanford Core NLP library has great support for named entity recognition, as well as some related NLP tasks, such as co-reference or linking pronouns and entities together, and dependency trees to help with parsing meaning from relationships amongst words or phrases in a sentence. For our simple use case, we will use the built-in named entity recognition with NLTK. To do so, we take a normal sentence and pre-process it via tokenization. Then we can tag the sentence for parts of speech. This will add tags for proper nouns, pronouns, adjectives, verbs, and other parts of speech that NLTK uses based on an English grammar. When we take a look at the tags, we see that new and York are tagged NNP, which is the part of speech tag for a proper noun, singular. Then we pass this tag sentence into the anyChunk function, or named entity chunk, which will return the sentence as a tree. NLTK's trees might look a bit different than trees you use in other libraries, but they do have leaves and subtrees representing more complex grammar. This tree shows the named entities tagged as their own chunks, such as GPE, or Geopolitical Entity for New York, or MoMA and Metro as organizations. It also identifies Ruth Reichel as a person. It does so without consulting a knowledge base like Wikipedia, but instead uses trained statistical and grammatical parsers. Now it's your turn to practice some named entity recognition using NLTK.